everyone, Becky here. So, after a long and grueling day of work at my day job, I rewarded myself by coming home and watching Impact Wrestling's Against All Odds event, which overall I enjoyed very much. But if I'm perfectly honest, the entire reason I watched was so I could see the main event of Kenny Omega versus Moose, because Kenny Omega is my favorite wrestler, and whenever possible I will not pass up an opportunity to see him wrestle, especially when one of his numerous world titles is on the line, which it was tonight. And I thought I would take a minute to share my thoughts on the match. So, overall, it's a Kenny Omega match, so obviously it was great. Lots of action, lots of back and forth. I really thought Moose stood a more than decent chance of beating him, though, because Kenny Omega is 220 odd pounds. Moose is 300 pounds. There's a big size difference between the two. And of course, just a little question of how the heck does Kenny Omega, as strong as he is, get a 300-pound man up onto his shoulders for his ultimate finishing move, the One-Winged Angel. And I really didn't think he could do it, because, I mean, he's huge. Moose is huge. And Kenny Omega, while strong, is not, he's not that strong, or at least I didn't think he was, because by golly, at one point, he did it. Kenny Omega straight up deadlifted Moose onto his shoulders to try and set up the One-Winged Angel. And I was like, he did it. Well, not quite, but at least he got him up there. Whew. And so yeah, it was a great back and forth. And the thing is, all the time, since this match was set at Daly's place instead of the regular Impact Zone, I knew something had to be coming, right? I mean, ever since Kenny Omega turned heel, it's been slowly established that he will not hesitate to cheat to win. And he's been resorting to increasingly sneaky tactics to ensure he keeps all his world titles. And the minute it was announced that this match would be at Daly's place, where AEW has been taped for the past year, and all the announcers and Impact were like, oh, the Good Brothers won't be able to help Kenny this time, my first thought was, yeah, but the Young Bucks might. Because it's like, if you don't regularly follow both shows, when Kenny Omega is on Impact, the Good Brothers do his dirty work. When he's on AEW, the Young Bucks do his dirty work. And so it stood to reason that with this match suddenly being at Daly's place, I figured we had a more of a decent chance of seeing the Young Bucks show up to do Kenny's dirty work. And look what happened. They showed up. Soon as the ref got knocked flat in a ref bump, I knew it. And I was right. Suddenly there's Nick, there's Matt, there's the shenanigans. Boom, Kenny wins. And I mean, it was expected, but I don't know. I mean, there's a little part of me that wanted to see Kenny do it clean, but I get it. They're establishing that he's the cowardly heel type who needs all the help he can get to keep his titles. I know, deep down, I know they can't keep this up forever, but I'm just looking forward to a clean win at some point. I mean, yes, I know he's a heel. That's not how that works, but that's where I am. So, now what's really interesting is what happened after the shenanigans with the Young Bucks, because out of nowhere, Sami Callihan shows up. Holy crap, because like we just saw him in the Impact Zone, so it's like, oh my god, he's here, he's in Daly's place. He attempted to brutalize Kenny Omega with a baseball bat and a chair, and then Don Callis straight up fires Sami Callihan, and it's like, that just happened. And that's how the show ends. So now we have to wait until all the way next week, next Thursday, to the next episode of Impact to find out what happens. I have a suspicion I know what happens based on some news reports I've read. I don't want to say it out loud, though, in case I'm wrong, but I think I know what happens to Don Callis based on Scott D'Amore's reaction. So, we'll just have to wait and see. But, back to Kenny Omega versus Moose. It was a great match. Terrific way to end my evening after a long and hard day of work. So, that's it. Those are my basic thoughts on the match. I enjoyed the show. I'm actually excited for Slammiversary for once. I never thought I would say that out loud because, I survived the Dixie Carter years of TNA. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on Kenny Omega versus Moose. And I hope if you watched the show, I hope you enjoyed too. And I'm really excited going back to movie stuff because day after tomorrow I'm finally going to see In the Heights. I'll be seeing Murder on the Orient Express next week. And yeah, lots of stuff coming in the next week, but I'm glad I got to close out the week with something fun. So that's all from me for tonight. Hope everyone has a good night. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.